KNR. That is Kit Ngesi. We are live already. It's almost 10 seconds. And I can see Utatu Shedrack Popping is the first listener today to come on StreamYard and on Facebook. And welcome, Gemtaga Mokobeng. And we are glad that you are watching. Remember that on the 20th, you attend a training in East London. And please join our video. Let me see if I cannot cause you to join because it tells me what to do to cause it. Let me add you. I now see, then I say add. Good. I've added you and I trust that you are in. And that kunindawo gqibela siswam ndibheke esikolweni sakho kudala, and I'm glad that I see you in here. And I see some other abaphulaphuli streaming on my other account, the Kid Ngesi Radio StreamYard account on Facebook. I see a number of them streaming up, just like I see a lot of you coming on board. Utatu Shedrack Edishile is busy adding you on video, and I trust that you will have a contribution, a meaningful one that will add value to our listeners. It has declined you for reasons I don't know, and possibly we can't decline. I was trying to add you, and but unfortunately it declined you, and I might not know what could be the reason for that. But all those of you one by one, and nobody the pull up any p ni tune right at the end of the show, you will not be the same, and you will not regret, and you will be excited that we have been part of the show in particular. I warmly welcome you from the bottom of my heart and to our round table and look at issues of leadership. Yes, it's not Nazareth where the policy conference of the ruling party is sitting today. No, it's at KNR. And it's the actual policy conference of all of the God's creation in Homo sapiens, that is human beings, and you are in the list. Because when God created you, his rationale, his reason, and his purpose why you were created was that you should rise up and take on the baton and become a leader. Because he said in his statement that let us make man in our own image and let him rule, meaning that his intention was for you to rule. And obviously you cannot rule unless you are a ruler, and you can't be a ruler unless you are called a leader. All rulers are called leaders. Therefore, the intention of God right from very creation was for you to be a leader. A leader. Rise up to your God-given calling and become a leader. Take pleasure to sit back with us for the next 30 minutes because we will be together for almost 35 minutes, and then we will be done and change gears and move to the next program or the next show on the agenda, which is Unbounded Word. But today, let me tell you, what will we be talking about, because I want you to come on board. I want us to talk about let me think. Yes, let us sit back, relax, and talk about what I call the picture of a potential leader. The picture of a potential leader. Let this be our discussion today. The picture of a potential leader. We will talk about this for the next 35 minutes and then we will be done. But let me begin right from the very onset. Say some statements. One is that leaders, if a person is called a leader, that leaders have the ability to make things happen. That's one thing for sure. Every person who is called a leader, he has a built-in ability to cause things to happen. That is why I normally get so frustrated if I find myself heading an organization where there is no leader, because you'd find out that it's not possible to get things happening because the people that are following me are not leaders. And the best position to be at is when a leader leads leaders, because leaders have the ability to make things happen. Let me just tell you of what I could remember from an author called George. His first name is George. His surname is Crane, like that thing that lifts up bricks and other stuff when we are building a tall building, a crane. George Crane once said, I'm quoting up the words of George Crane, he said that there is no future in any job. The future lies in the person who holds the job, unquote. I hope that that statement I've just selected from this person makes a bit of sense to you, that there is no future in any job and the future lies in the person who holds the job. You know, let me tell you this. Every organization, I don't care whether it is a church, a business, a corporate organization, name whatever thing that's called organization, including a political party. You know, every organization has 4 types of people who affect the momentum. My God, I wish you are with me. 4 types of people that who affect the momentum in every organization. I don't care even if it is a school. In every school you would find 4 types of people who affect momentum. I will tell you quickly those types. The first type is momentum breakers. The next type is momentum takers. The third type is momentum fakers. And the fourth type is momentum makers. I trust you are with me. The momentum breakers, the momentum takers, and the momentum fakers, and the momentum makers. Now, if you ask me, who are these kind or type of people that I call momentum breakers? Momentum breakers are people that say and do things that stop the momentum. You would see that they look like they've got a special anointing. You know, they have a special gift. They are specifically gifted to do and to say things that stop the momentum. We call those people the momentum breakers. These people, man, you know, their special gift is to stop the momentum. They are momentum breakers. The next type of people that is found in every organization is momentum takers. If you want me to explain to you what is a momentum taker, I could tell you very quickly that momentum takers are people who say and do things that sap the momentum. There are those that do things that block, that stop the momentum. They do things that sap the momentum. They suck it out. They don't only end up stopping it, they suck it out. We call them the momentum takers. Bathetha izinto ezidrain abantu bangahaleli ukuphinde baqhubeke because their momentum has been sapped out by those people that I call the momentum takers. The third type, I've said they are momentum fakers. You might be asking me, what are momentum fakers? I can tell you very quickly, without any shadow of doubt. I don't have any confusion in my head and heart and about what I'm trying to tell you today. Momentum fakers are people that, let me say, they are people who say and do things that stage the momentum. You know, they just stage it. It's a kind of a smoke screen. They stage the momentum. They pretend like Baba satanic when you came and they are just staging up. Otherwise they are not. They say and do things that stage the momentum. And I'll tell you the fourth type, which I think these are the people who would love. The fourth type, I've already said, they are momentum. Let me check my time. I am 32 minutes after the hour of 6. Now, the momentum makers. The momentum makers, they say and they do things that start. Wow, the momentum. Beautiful people. You would love to have them. They are like go-to player. You would enjoy them all the time. The momentum makers. They say and they do things that kickstart that begin, that run the momentum. And those people, we call them the momentum makers. And let me move on and speak about the topic that I've given you today, which says the picture of a potential leader. I've said leaders have the ability to make things happen. The second thing I want to tell you is that leaders influence other people. They influence other people. Yes. Abantu sibabona uba bazi leaders by their ability to influence other people. Leaders influence other people. If any of you have joined in the middle of the show, please rest assured that I have welcomed you and I want you to enjoy the show with us. We are developing, we are building, we are raising leaders of integrity, leaders that will be more effective in this country, the leaders that this country is longing for. And we are on a topic that says the portrait of a leader. The portrait of a leader. In fact, I've put it this way by saying the picture of a potential leader. So if you want to check if you are a potential leader, listen to the things that I am saying today. Now, if you are with me, the second thing I want to say is that leaders influence others. I like Dr. John C. Maxwell. Here's his favorite saying, which is like his national anthem. He would always open up his talk on all his leadership engagements by saying leadership is influence, nothing less, nothing more. Leaders, therefore, influence others. Ah, man, what can I tell you? Leaders have got two characteristics. There are two characteristics of leaders. One, they are going somewhere. Characteristic number one, with which you could tell that this person is a leader, he is going somewhere. He's not basking in a sun, man, next to any shop waiting for a person to hoot and say, can I take you to my garden? No, leaders are going somewhere. And secondly, leaders are able to persuade other people to go with them. These are two major characteristics. They are going somewhere, they are able to influence other people to go with them. I am sitting with you today on a topic, the picture of a potential leader. Let me give you very quickly the three influence questions that you need to ask. The three influence questions that you need to ask. Who do they influence? And secondly, who influences them? And thirdly, are they gaining or losing influence? Whenever you see a person who appears to be a potential leader, ask these three questions. Who is this person influencing? Who do they influence? In other words, who is following them? Secondly, who influences them? In other words, who are they following? And thirdly, are they gaining or losing influence? Past or potential leaders, are they gaining or are they losing influence? Ask yourself these questions. Maybe I need to tell you what I can call what is it that I want to say? The levels of influence. The levels of influence. Yes. The first level, the highest, the lowest level is when a leader influences no one. That's the lowest level. When a leader influences no one. Usisiphumpu nje sesibhuku sesiqu. Ungekho umuntu ongathiwa uthi uinfluence nguye. When a leader influences no one, and the highest level, I can even divide the highest level into, let me think, maybe into about 4. Yes, because in the highest level, the leader that is actually is a potential leader at the highest level. They influence those that are under them. They influence those that are beside them. They influence those that are over them, and they influence everyone. Listen to me, man. This is simple English. It is just a mixture of is, but, and because. And there is no way that you cannot understand me. At the highest level, the leader will influence those that are under them. And they will influence those that are beside them. They will influence those that are over them. They will influence everyone. These are 4 stages. Come and let me welcome my son Andile Matikizela and my wife as well. But madam, my wife. Welcome, honey, and I'm glad that today you are also with us on the show. You know, a leader doesn't just see the person. He or she sees all the people that the person influences. That's my biggest interest. Those people who have been with me in my leadership training events, they would tell me that one thing I always emphasize, one thing I chase them on, one thing that I don't even play jokes with them is that I ask them that, who are you influencing? Who are those that are under you? Who are those that are beside you? Who are those that are above you? Where is everyone for you? Because you are to influence those that are following you. You are to influence those that are working alongside with you. You are influence those that are your bosses above you. You are to influence virtually everyone. And if you are unable to do that, you are not a potential leader. Leadership is influence, nothing less, nothing more. And if you want to know who must you influence, I can tell you very quickly: influence those that are following you, influence those that are beside you, influence those that are above you, and influence everyone. Then you are influencing at the highest level. You are influencing at the highest level. Don't just see the person, just see all the people that the person influence. Uba ubona uAndile sujonga uAndile cha, jonga bonke abantu aba-influencwa ngu-Andile. Then you will be on it. Let me say the third thing. Kwezinto bendizicinga for today, endifuna ukuzithetha kandithetha nge-picture of a potential leader. The picture of a potential leader. Leaders think differently. I hope I'm making sense to someone. Leaders think differently. Leaders think differently. That's very important for you to capture. You know, and that's Noba, where did I take this thing from? Anonymous, because I no longer remember where did I pick this, but I don't want to claim it to be my own. You know, it's a thought I picked from someone. The major difference between successful and unsuccessful people is how they think. Unquote. The major difference between successful and unsuccessful people is how they think. Maybe you want me to focus on leaders, because today I want to travel with you on a topic at the picture of a potential leader. You know, leaders are big picture thinkers. In other words, leaders see before others see. Leaders see more than others see. That is what we call big picture thinking. You go beyond ubangati. If you are a leader, you have a telescope. A telescope is that instrument that makes you to see far beyond the end of your visual field. Ungabona intaba ephakude ngokungathi lapha, ubone nembovane ehamba kulaa ntaba ngengoba you are using a telescope. It draws something that's far away as if it is near you. So leaders see before others see, and leaders see more than others see. And let me tell you something about the focused thinkers. You know, the real path to greatness requires simplicity and difference. Because Real leaders are focused thinkers. They are focused thinkers. And I'm saying that the real path to greatness requires simplicity and difference. And thirdly, real leaders, they are creative thinkers. Very creative. No matter what you are currently able to do, creativity can make you capable of more. You know, because the value of creativity is that options. That is why uba ungangwe ngabantu abangezo leaders, they fail to be creative. Ubeke wathi come at a dead end, abasoze babone indlela yoba singajikela kanjani, singathini, baba blind completely. The best they can do is to quit and give up and go away, collapse and walk away. Ngengoba kakade bube nelishwa lokusurroundwa ngabantu who are not creative. Potential leaders are creative thinkers, because no matter what you are currently able to do, creativity can make you capable of more. And ndithi kuwe i-value ye-creativity kukuthi iba ne-options, soze ifike kwi-dead end. Ivele ibona uba na ikhona i-option ekhona apha. This we can either go this way or we can go that way. There are always options, unless you are not sitting with leaders. If they are not leaders, they are bound to give up. They are bound to collapse. They are bound to walk away. Yes. And fourthly, I could say potential leaders are realistic thinkers. Because the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. They are realistic leaders. And in the fifth point, and the potential leaders, they are also what I can call strategic thinkers, you know, because strategic thinking is the bridge that links where you are to where you want to be. Where you are to where you want to be. You know, the bridge that links the two places, where you are and where you want to be, is strategic thinking. Begin to think strategically. Otherwise, you will not be able to see the next of the day if you are not a strategic thinker. And number 6, a potential leader is a possibility thinker, because nothing so embarrassing. Oh my goodness, can you listen to me? I don't know how can I say this emphatically enough for all of you to hear me and understand what I'm trying to teach you. There is nothing that is so embarrassing as watching someone that is doing something that you said could not be done, because that person is not a possibility thinker. Now, number 7, reflective thinkers. Reflective thinkers. Reflective thinking turns experience into insight. Thetha nomama uGwadiso apha ndimbona pha engena esithi, this is so profound and uplifting. Welcome here, my sister. I appreciate that. It shows that you are with us. You are just in the studio with me. We are an active listener, and I can see in you a potential leader. Yes, they are reflective thinkers, and because I've said first they are strategic thinkers. I could say in the 6th point that they are possibility thinker, and I've already said that possibility thinker are the people who normally see the possibility. Kwala kunzima abone ngathi kungenzeka. Kwala xana unganikezela abone ngathi nasengaphuma ngapha sengenza ngapha, baba ne-alternatives, i-possibility thinkers. Bavele bathatha isibindi sokwenza i-commitment, i-resolve nesigqibo sokuthi we are going there and we are getting it, we are winning it, and so on. Those people, I call them possibility thinkers. And then on the 7th place, a real leader is a reflective thinker. Reflective thinking turns experience into insight. They take the experience and they make it an insight. And maybe if I've not exhausted myself, let me say also they are Mamunkosi Busi. Welcome. I honor your husband. I love Utatu Oscar more than any other man I've ever met. His humility, his love for God, his aura. He looks like he's supposed to be the president of this country. I don't know why we are not taking him as a president. Look at that man when he has all the features of somebody who's supposed to be ruling and running the Mabusi, welcome, Mama. I'm just remembering Oscar, your husband, a man that I respect and love so much. And I'm glad that he has his roots and touch here in the Eastern Cape, the province of the giants, the province of the legends. Yes, all right. And let me tell you, I don't know in what place, but I want to say this, that potential leaders are also shared thinkers, because man, none of us, if you are unable to share your thinking with other people, you are missing a lot, because none of us is as smart as all of us. The truth is, you need other people as well. None of us is as smart as all of us. We are banita abanye abantu. You cannot make it all by yourself. You cannot win the battle when you fight alone. You are not as smart as all of us. I told you English, two heads are better than one, because none of us is as smart as all of us. And let me say in the ninth place that potential leaders are bottom line thinkers, because there are no rules around here. That's what Thomas Edison once said. Thomas Edison is the man who discovered the bulb, and he's known to have made a lot of mistakes and failed many times. I think they normally say it was 99 experiments to do the same thing, and 999 experiments, all of them failed experiments, and on experiment number 1000 the bulb gave the light, and is one scientist who was having a patience you could never imagine of doing the same thing many times until finally he broke through and he had a breakthrough. Without his patience, there would be no light above my head today, and we thank God for the patience of Utatu Thomas Edison. Kwilebho wayehlala kuyo nendawo wayisebenzela kuyo, wayexabengile ambona, wayefika kuxhaza la kugcwele into ukuthi sa ungabonakala noba ufuna ukwenza ntoni and so on. Wayebaphendula ngokuthi abantu, no man, don't worry, there are no rules around here, we are trying to accomplish something, and because he was trying to get to where he finally got at. And let me say the last thing, that potential leaders are unselfish thinkers. I've said it and I can repeat it. They are unselfish thinkers. Let me tell you what you ought to do. Learn, earn, and return. Learn, earn, and return. These are the three phases of life. Wow. Can I give you assignment, all of you are listening to me? Let my assignment be composed of 5 questions. And think about them. And if you can answer any of them, make use of this platform and say something. Number 1, how would those that you lead describe how well you related to them? Tell me. And maybe secondly, how accurate is your assessment of potential leaders? Are you usually mistaken, somewhat accurate, or almost always right? What do you think? Why do you think so? That's the question I need to ask you. And thirdly, list the members on your team, and under each one, list what you perceive are the 3 top styles of thinking based on these 10 styles that I've mentioned. Maybe let me ask you the last question. Who are your team members influencing? Put into practice what I want to tell you. Based on what you have learned throughout what I have taught you for the last 20 minutes in this session, can you give yourself just a significant quality time analyzing and evaluating your own team? Even if you are a principal in a school, head of department, a pastor, a manager, a director, whatever kind of leadership position you are at, who appears to be your best potential leader, from what you have learned, who are they influencing, and how are they thinking? Are they generating momentum? And so on and so on and so on and so on. Allow me to go with you to the next point that I want us to look at and discuss together. Let me talk to you about the 5-step process of turning producers into reproducers. 5-step of turning producers into reproducers. If you happen to see that you are surrounded by producers, now you want them to be reproducers. The only kind of people that you should avoid like plague are consumers. Hey, don't have consumers. You will be dead within no time because they will decompose you. Get producers, and when you get producers, they are the nice raw material for you. Work with the producers and turn producers into reproducers. And let me tell you how you are going to go about doing that. I might mention very few things, and then I will be done assisting you on that. And I'm thinking of one major thing that you need to do. I will just spend the remaining minutes unpacking that one thing that I will tell you about. Number one, model. If you want to turn your producers into reproducers, model. Because people do what people say. People do what people see. They find it so difficult to do what they do not see. Because I can tell you quite a lot about modeling. In fact, there are 5 thoughts about modeling. What's that? Okay, 5 thoughts about modeling. Number 1, it is easier to teach what is right than to do what is right. Because no matter what you teach the child, he insists on behaving like his parents. Because it is easier to teach what is right and so difficult to do what is right. Therefore, let me tell you what's best for you to turn a producer into a reproducer. Model what you want them to do. Because I'll tell you very quickly, there are 2 types of leaders. There are those that I call the travel agent. There are those that I call the tour guides. The travel agent sends people to their destination, but the tour guide takes people to their destination. How I wish you can be a tour guide and not a travel agent, man. Take them to where you have been yourself. Then you will turn your producers into reproducers. Let me tell you this. When what I do and what I say is the same, the result is clarity. But listen to me now very carefully. But when what I do and what I say is different, the result is confusion. Ushumayelele wenzeleya. Uthethe kamandi, phili rubbish. You confuse those who are led by you. Let there be congruency. Let there be congruency between what you say and what you do. Because nothing is more confusing than the people who give good advice and set bad examples. Come on, man. There's nothing as bad as that. Andikayiboni into embi emhlabeni ukodlula umuntu who give good advice and yet at set a bad example. Because people do what people see. All right. Come on. A pint is equal to a gallon. A liter is equal to a 25 liter. That's why I use a pint and a gallon. That's the old kind of system of measurement that we had while we were still under the colonial rule in this country. Pints and gallons, yards and miles, if you still remember those years. A pint is equal to a gallon. A pint of example is equal to a gallon of advice. That's what I'm trying to say. A pint of example is equal to a gallon, or you give a lot of advice before you see a change. But if you make an example, it will make a wonderful thing. A pint of an example will be equal to a gallon of an advice. Because I can tell you how I learn, Andy. I learn 89% visual. I learn 1% audio. I learn 1% that through the other senses. That is the touch, the smell, the sight, the hearing, and whatever other sense, the taste. Yes. My God, my God. I trust you are traveling with me. It takes a leader to know a leader. It takes a leader to show a leader. It takes a leader to grow a leader. And it will always take a leader to know one, and take a leader to show one, and takes a leader to grow a leader. If you are not one, you will not succeed in growing another one. And let me tell you, in the third place, that work on yourself before you work on other people. Work on yourself before you work on others. Because leaders go first. Leaders go first. Therefore, I advise that work on yourself before you work on other people. Because leaders go first. Let me talk about questions that I ask myself before I ask others. Mphulaphuli wami, rest assured bandiyakuthanda. I can't spend my quality time, which I should be resting in my house, talking to you through this mic, because this mic represents you. Whenever I see the mic, I see 1,000 other people who are eager to listen to what I have to share. And therefore, you are represented in the studio by this microphone. Come on. Yes. Now, this is wonderful. Welcome, my son. I am excited to find you on the show. I'm really excited. Leaders go first. Maybe I need Wena Donza to speak about the questions that you need to ask yourself before you ask other people. What are the good questions that you need to interact with yourself before you begin to ask other people? Question number 1. Have I done what I am about to ask other people to do? Have I done what I'm about to ask other people to do? If the answer is yes, if your answer to that question is yes, that will give you credibility. The second question you need to ask yourself, am I doing what I'm about to ask others to do? If the answer to that question is yes, this gives you leadership. The third question is, am I willing to do again what I'm about to ask others to do? If your answer is yes, this gives you connection. And the fourth question that you ask yourself, can I do well what I'm asking others to do? If the answer is yes, this gives you great respect. The result of answering yes to all these 4 questions is what we call motivation. People are motivated because, number 1, you are able, you have done what you asked them to do. And people are motivated because you are doing what you are asking others to do. People are motivated because you can do it again, what you are about to ask them to do. And people are motivated because you can do well what you are asking others to do. And there are 3 steps that they have to be able to respect and love you and be motivated. Number 1 is credibility, and number 2 is leadership, number 3 is connection, and number 4 is respect. Or the combination of all 4 causes the people that you are called to lead to be motivated. I was just giving thoughts about modeling. Modeling. It has been my subtopic, modeling. I wanted to end my talk today on modeling because I felt this modeling thing, man, is so important. Modeling. Let me say this. Work on yourself more than you work on others. My goodness, how can I emphasize this without sounding like a broken record? How can I emphasize this? Work on yourself more than you work on other people. Work on yourself more than you work on other people. Phambi kobana ube sisabhokwe sokuchwitsila abanye, qale usukwe wena kuqala. Isabhokwe esiqhwitsila kakuhle sesithambileyo kuba siqale sasukwa. Asiqhwethe ezinye inkomo ngegogodo legagadu lesabhokwe esingaqalanga sayosukwa. Yes, work on yourself more than you work on others. Because I'll tell you this, most of my leadership challenges, ask me or anyone who's close to me, they start with me. They start with me. And most of my leadership changes, they start with me. Goodness, I've taught you 5 thoughts about modeling. As I end my talk, I want to remind you, what are the thoughts on modeling that I've taught you? I've said it's easier to teach what is right than to do what is right. Thought number 1 about modeling. Number 2, I said people do what people see. And on the 3rd point, I said work on yourself before you work on other people. And the thought in number 4, I said work on yourself more than you work on others. And the last thought is the example of others has profound influence on you. The example of other people has profound influence on you. If the Lord willing, I'll find time to be with you here next week. Remind me, I want to talk to you about mentoring. Mentoring. Because today it looks like I was camping more on modeling. If you want to hear more about mentoring, because I could include 2 things which I think you need to catch: mentor and monitor. Today I just spent my time sitting on modeling. Next week I will encompass mentor and monitor. Mentoring and monitoring. For now, allow me to end my talk with you. I am always your friend, and I am so glad that you have joined the show today. And let me just get through to 2 people that I see that are watching me on StreamYard. Omnye ngumntakazathu uThembisa uReason uthi nihleli nawe tata till the end. uThembisa kuseSomerset East, and Nyanisile is not the first time. Even last week besikunya up, Thembi, you will be the wisest lady that this country has ever seen. How I wish and pray that God can raise you so that in this month of August you will open your mouth with wisdom and you become that virtuous woman of Proverbs 31. You know, iBhayibhile ithi uvula umlomo wakhe ngobulumko. That's Thembisa Zathu, and she is in Somerset East. Welcome, Getembi. The next one is my wife, and Madam, and igama kam kuthiwa ngumadam, because I call her madam, and other people have learned to call her madam. Is the only woman on earth whose name is madam. Madam, work on yourself more than you work on others. Oh, I like it. Yes, Lavi, it's very true. Work on yourself more than you work on others. I don't call her a baby, because it's not a baby anymore. You know, and I fail to understand ubanditi baby zamuti, because everyone a baby abantwana bangathi mommy xa kuba yiphi kanye irrelevant. Are you a baby or are you a baby or are you a mother? So she's not a baby. The only thing she could become, at least when I want to be affectionate, is to call her honey, or to call her lovey, and to call her darling. Yes, that's madam. That's madam. Please don't call her baby. She's not a baby. She passed being a baby long time ago. Other women are called babies by their husband. I don't mind that. I'm not even against that. It's how they prefer to. But in our case, no, she's not. You rather call her madam if you feel like. Thank you, madam. I'm excited about your comment, and I'm also excited that you are on the show with me here at the studio. Our show today ends on that note. Let's talk tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean next Sunday, again on Born to Lead. Now we will change the gears, and then we will switch off the TV, the StreamYard, and start afresh again, because it's another program. We cannot combine both of them in one show. It will look like it's too long. We have been on this one for the past 47 minutes, but we have to stop right here and then move on and start another show. And then the other show is a church show. So please get ready. We are going to share the word of God very quickly with you on this next show. And this show is Unbounded Word. Unbounded Word. For now, allow me to say bye-bye to all our listeners on Born to Lead, and say, wait a second. Your screen will pop up again. And please, ungabaleki reason. Yes, ungabaleki. Yes, yeah. Oh my God, I love what I hear. Reason that this coming November, we will actually be confirming through ordination that you are a leader at the United Presbyterian Church of South Africa. Kamagabeke la umphulaphula othandekayo umntakazathu rise at that level. That shows that leadership in her is being observed. The signs, the rootedness, the potential leader is there. That's why she is on the line to become an elder, uzawuba ngumdala ebandleni, not because of age, but because of wisdom, insight, and the ability to lead. Ngoba eGabe akuthiwa ngumdala kuba ugugile, khona abadala ayingobantu abagugileyo, ngabantu who rise up into the eldership position to give direction and leadership in the church. Yes, Nkosi Thembi, may God bless you, may God grant you wisdom. Can I just get a moment and pray for Thembi? Father, I thank you for reason Thembisa Zathu, that you have made the people around here to notice that you have deposited in a potential and a seed for leadership that they have already identified. Father, I pray right now that you cover her with wisdom, that you raise her up, that you use her mightily for the benefit of the kingdom. Make all those that come around here be able to sense and to see that there is an insight that come from you and you alone. Make her a big picture thinker. Make her a strategic thinker. My God, I pray in Jesus' mighty name for reason Tembisa Zatu. God bless her, cover her, protect her, and increase and elevate her and enlarge her sphere of influence, enlarge her border. My God, I pray in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. May God bless you, Ketembi. On that note, let us end our show, and please take a minute or two and come back on the next show, and which is Unbounded Word. And for now, let me switch off and put up what they call what is it that they call and post to profile. Yes, so that it will be available. The show will be available long after I am in here. I'm posting it for 30 days. So you can still revisit this in the next 30 days. You will find it there. All right. And let me end this broadcast as well. There are still people watching, but unfortunately we have come to the end of our time. Let us change gears. Please don't go away. You will soon come back again in the next 5 minutes. Ndinika nje break ngoba lokho anawuphulaphula unconconco ningagqibela niphelelwe zinqondo funa nihambe niyosela amanzi nibuye ni adjust neheater le njengoba nehlele sitting room ninothe iheater ni adjust neheater kakuhle ingakuchisi kakhulu de hozele singekagqibi ishow yethu kunye nawe and get ready